What is up, dudes and dudettes? This is Due Diligence here, and today we're going to talk about ticker symbol MMAT. I know a lot of you are curious about how do I know that XLO is going to go up, how do I know that TCBI is going to go up. One of them is already up 20% from our entry, and on Patreon we'll talk about TCBI like way days ago, and it's already up, like if you buy options it's already up like 120%, and then regularly it's already up around 10%, and there are other plays that we will explain later on a little bit in other videos. This video is we're going to go back to our star MMAT. And for those of you who knows that today is supposed to be a conference day for MMAT, but not really a strictly pure metamaterial panel. It's an AI VR journalist sort of informational panel. And then what happens today is they had this huge discussion on the implication of VR and AR, and they talk about the market of AR and VR market, okay? And then during that presentation, and I think the guy from MetaMaterial actually talked about their go-to-market strategy that confirms with our thoughts on what MMAT is going to do with their AR and VR segment, considered we did extensive due diligence on George and figured out his background, and his background is actually in eyewear. This is why I think this is one of the biggest market segment that they're trying to go into, and then this probably is going to compose of remember back in, so I heard you guys love this format of me just typing things out. So first of all, around September, George confirmed, GP confirmed. So GP is the CEO of Meta, right? CEO of Meta Material. Now I cannot say Meta because Facebook now is named Meta. So September, GP confirmed that they currently have about 8.2 or 8.9. I don't remember. Let's just say about 8 million purchase orders. But he never confirmed what purchase order that is, right? So let's just suppose it's all eyewear related. That means two things. One is the market is transitioning toward AR and VR, and B is, MMAT is getting attraction. And one of the biggest thing that the panelists from Meta and GP had been working on for the past 5 years is trying to fit AR and VR chips inside of prescription. How to spell prescription? Prescription glasses. Okay, this is one of the things they've been working on, and I don't really want to talk about some of the a little bit iffy aspects of this in terms of where they park their patents and their patent filing shenanigans and some of the illegal issues, but purely on a business and statistics and profit perspective, what you need to know is if Facebook, which now known as Meta platforms, decided to use GP's hardware, that 8 million purchase order will double by the end of 2022. And we talked about this, right? When it doubled to 16 million, that means you will finally see profitability, see a tad of profitability within Meta Material, okay? I don't know what they're gonna do with the profit, but it will look really good on earnings. So then, from all of these information, today, Meta had a run, okay? Let's look at Meta's run today. I have some commentary for this. So we have a 3-step up run, right? We enter around here and enter around here. We basically got it at a dark bottom, right? At $4, from days ago, the video I talked about like $4. Oh my God, just start buying leap calls at 4 and 5. You can just lay on your bed and start making money, right? On Discord, I'll screenshot some Discord message if I got time today because I'm really busy. I have another meeting in an hour and a half ish. I talk about it and people are laughing about it. And today there's one member on Discord is like, "Oh my God, you're a genius! How do you know that?" But just from today's upward movement, even though there's a huge solid line, we can see another run. I think this run won't end. This run won't end until it reaches $5.5. Or some people may think it will reach 6, but it's a little bit iffy here. Okay, the reason why it won't reach 6 that fast is because we have a Fed meeting on Wednesday, and every time we have a Fed meeting on Wednesday, it goes it goes against a lot of small cap stops. And another thing is, a lot of people are realizing that people were speculating online that the reason why MMAT got irregular volume on last Friday is because people mistakenly think that this Meta is, Facebook, but not really. What people were speculating or betting on is because Meta, they see it as a hardware company. They're betting on big metaverse platforms. Oh my God, this is really confusing. Metaverse platforms are basically people who think that VR and AR life is going to take over reality, like actual reality. That's why they're building platforms. Like Microsoft is building their platform. Snapchat is having semi-having platform. They're integrating AR into their entire platform, and we know that Facebook is one of the leading industry leaders in trying to make everybody go virtual instead of trying to they're trying to get virtual reality take over real life. So if you think that's gonna be one of the biggest aspects of innovation in the next 5 or 6 years, or even 3 years or 2 years, it's gonna have significant impact of our lives, then you should start betting on hardware companies. Why? Because in a panel, people talk about the scarcity of chips, and they talk about the scarcity of hardware companies that implement VR and AR technology. And it just happened that MMAT is one of the public traded companies that openly talk about producing these goggles, okay? And if you actually dig into their financial statements like me and number 2 did, we know that majority of their sales they're betting on is they're trying to bet on that people's gonna buy their goggles, on either aviation goggles or this new VR goggles, okay? And then their patent's actually pretty good if you go look at their patent illustrations and everything. And in the presentation, the MMAT guy talked about market opportunity, which confirmed our hypothesis, confirmed our theory of GP really want the prescription side of these goggles. Okay, and what we know is there are 160 million people in the US that wears glasses. Okay, the thing is, what we really need to figure out is what percent is willing to be charged a premium of around 100 to 200 bucks for a glasses to obtain VR/AR abilities. If you guys like, I can make an in-depth analysis on this in terms of markets, in terms of supply chain, in terms of all those things. But what we really need to keep in mind is Google Glasses was a flop. Why? Right? This is one of the things you need to think about. Why Google Glass was not a success. And if we want to if we want to pump Meta up, then we have to think about is what will make MMAT glasses successful? Right? All right, for those of you who are not interested in fundamentals, you're just interested in a lot of these, the price point or price target because you guys just don't really care about the reasoning behind it. Here's the more interesting thing about this on the stock is, I draw this resistance line months ago. I draw this dotted line a month ago. The whole idea is I need to get it to 0. Incline has to be 0. somewhere around there. The whole idea is, in order for this price to go over the 5.36 resistance line and go just cut butter to 5.5, it needs to be the solid proportion of the candle chart has to be on top of 5.16. But today it seems like we have an ups and down moment. But if everything goes expected, what's going to happen tomorrow and the day after is we're going to see a further run on metamaterials around up to here, and then eventually it's going to rest on top of here. If on 5th day it's going to rest on top of here, then we have a quick run, and then you can probably start selling CCs. Right now it's not really a good time to sell CCs. CCs are cover calls, and if we get up there tomorrow, then we'll see a sharp up, and then you can sell CCs. And then you can probably start speculating a short-term correction on the stock. But if tomorrow we see a flat day, then we can probably add $5 call options on the leaf side, and we can start adding $6 short-term call options. But it really depends, because tomorrow I think the entire market is going to contract because the Fed meeting is on Wednesday. Anyways, this is it for this video. Hope you guys love it. See you guys on the upside.